Alright, welcome to the show, guys. Today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite movies. It's not a great movie, maybe it's not even a good movie, but I really like it. It's called The Darkest Hour, and it talks about Churchill's days in during the time of the invasion of France, Belgium, and Netherlands. I mean, it's such a fun movie if you like Hearts of Iron 4 or like you love World War II history or like military history general overall general. Fuck my English, dude. So it takes place in like these couple days, 5, 6 days, I think. And I watched it multiple times. I think I watched it like 4 or 5 times. And sometimes when I'm playing Hoi 4 or when I'm playing something, I actually open it in the back or in the other monitor, and I enjoy myself. The beginning, like the first part, like first hour of the movie is fucking great. It's amazing, and the ending, towards the ending, it fucks up everything in a bit, but I'll get into that. So Gary Oldman actually plays Churchill, right? And he's done such a great job, and it's wild actually. If you see the makeup and everything, he doesn't look like Gary Oldman at all. And his accent, his speeches, everything. Like they made Churchill speeches, historical speeches, like "We shall fight them on the beaches," or I think "Conquer, we must conquer, we shall" was a speech as well. I think that was a real speech as well. But he added, if you listen to those old recordings from the 1940s or late 1930s, what you have is it's not cinematic, right? But Gary Oldman actually maybe not only his work, maybe actually uh, the scenarists and, or everything or the music staff helps creating this actually because it feels so cinematic and it feels so interesting to actually hear these great like speeches that made remarks in history, but hear them in like a more cinematic modern way. So it's great, and I think the best scene in the movie, besides the speeches, of course, is the there is one scene at like the 1/3 of the movie where Germans are pushing to encircle Calais, and all the general staff and the military high command and the politicians are sitting in the war room, and like you see the fucking desperation, and I think they really captured it amazing. I mean, Churchill asked actually, "Can we get our troops?" They're like, we should be considered like even if we got like 10% out. And what about the Air Force? The Luftwaffe controls the skies. We can't do anything. Like our Navy goes through and are like they're pierced and destroyed by the air power, and our Navy is sitting useless and idle because of the Luftwaffe. And I mean, so also there is this scene in like Churchill actually goes to the French High Command and like the Prime Minister, I think, and I don't think I is it Leon Blum? I don't know, and he says like, uh, I refuse to believe this Panzer breakthrough, a real invasion, and he's like, not a real invasion. I mean, it's such a fun movie, but one of my favorite things about the movie is they're not showing the fighting. I really like that. They're focusing on politics, and also they're focusing on this other lady, and who's like a typewriter and new recruit. Like she joins the job, enters the job, and becomes like the new typewriter of Winston Churchill. And I mean, her parts are kind of good, but I actually realize, yeah, I understand that it's to actually keep the audience engaged and so on, just not bore your average viewer with like the historical and battle context and everything. But I mean, come on, dude. The worst parts of the movie are the emotional parts and like the King George. I think King George parts are so bad as well. Uh, I mean, it's full of historical inaccuracies, those parts, and I don't have a problem with them changing some things, but I mean, look, the worst part of the movie. All right, let me summarize this quickly because it's all a mess right now in your head, I know, and in my head as well. So the movie begins and it goes like the first part is really good, and you have like these new interesting characters. You learn like Churchill, and like his staff is actually cool as well. You kind of empathize with them and the speeches and everything, and it looks real. the makeup, the acting, everything is amazing. But then it actually goes into this part where like Churchill is in this dire straits where he's thinking like, should we surrender? Should we actually sue for peace? But at that time, actually, the worst possible thing in a movie happens. I mean, there's a fucking scene. He's like almost crying, and like the the British king comes in. The king comes to like a backyard alley, not an alley, but like Winston's house, I think, or something like that. And they sit in the dark, and he's like, "Oh, bro, I support you." I mean, what the fuck is that scene, man? I mean, it looks so unprofessional. Like you representing the king of the United Kingdom, and uh, I mean, I have no problems with the acting and everything, but uh, those parts, like politically correct parts, suck. And also, I think the worst part is actually when Churchill actually goes to the metro, the underground train station, and catch the train, and everybody actually sees him as some like there's a little baby, there's a worker, there's a black guy, and there's like a pregnant lady and everything, and everybody's so surprised that the prime minister is here actually taking the train. um, his fucking inspiration in the movie to actually keep on fighting against the Germans is like he asked the London population, let's say, and would you okay with with us surrendering to the tyrant, and like maybe not even surrendering, maybe opening up this peace conferences, like peace talks, and they're like, never, never. Seriously, who is this? Who is the director of this shit? Who is the fucking director of this movie? It sucks. That part sucks. That part ruined the whole fucking movie. At least at the last, very last part, you have like the "We shall fight on the beaches," the amazing speech in an amazing way. It's great, and you feel like here. You feel like you're in the parliament, and the sound design, and I think the music is good as well. I mean, look, overall, uh, like I said, this is one of my favorite movies. But the problem is, uh, this movie could be like an 8, 9 out of 10 even. If they just remove these politically correct, stupid parts, and also these parts where you actually add just to like hook the general audience, like that girl's part, and you can maybe add some historical characters, but you should add like emotional characters for people to actually get hooked. But you can do that in like an uh, historical way. You can use the real characters, and like his actually talks and like conversations with his wife. It was really good, for example. So you don't have to actually add these new fucking characters that do not exist, basically. And also, like, I just hate the fucking crying scene so much because I mean, from that point on, like, I, you get what I mean. I mean, dude, millions are fucking dying there, and they're just crying about their feelings, and the king comes and he says like, "I support you," and it's just such like a like presented such like a revelation. You support me? The fuck does that mean? I mean, did that really happen? Probably not. It's just a lame fucking scene. It's the political correctness of like 2010s. I mean, 2010s and 2020s. I mean, dude, should really add these like. It's not even politically correct actually. It's just normie, emotional, like because the audience would think like something is finally happening to a conclusion. They're actually weird and uncomfortable relationship with prime minister and the king is getting solved, and they're actually working together at fucking last. And so they're like saying to each other, "I support you." What a great fucking scene, dude. And then he goes to the train, and like have the British people actually says, we shall never surrender. And then the inspiration. So if he didn't go to that fucking train, the prime minister of the United Kingdom in the Second World War, if buy the movie, didn't go to that train and get that inspiration, he would probably sue the brown shirts in Germany. I mean, dude, it's so lame. But overall, I think like I realized actually I talked so much shit about it, but I really like this movie, man. It's just a fun watch, and I mean, it's just like when I watched, I always um what's the word? When I always watch this, I actually always get motivated to play the United Kingdom in Hoi 4, and I might actually play it this time again. Yeah, actually I should do that. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.